Alright, everybody, Game Cooker US Rocks VR here. How y'all doing? It's like in the evening now here where I am. Had a long day. Just got done eating. And I just wanted to do something, you know, chill. So, the Radeon 7800 XT and 7700 XT have been unleashed upon us. So, I'm just, I don't really care about the Radeon 7800 or 7700 XT, to be honest. I mean, I'm not really a big AMD fan. Not saying that they're bad cards or anything. Whatever. People can buy what they want. I personally like the RTX features on the Nvidia cards and have been enjoying those features for quite some time. So, Radeon just has not really grabbed my interest because, you know, they don't have the features that I want. So that's just bottom line. Um, but nonetheless, I saw some reviews, and of course, everybody's always going to rave over AMD over Nvidia. I mean, that's just because it's just, you know, hating Nvidia is just in style, right, these days. Um, Even though AMD has been doing a lot of terrible things lately, and actually for quite some time, it's just that nobody ever talks about it. But anyway, I don't want to get on that. What I'm going to do is look at some prices here. If you want to get a video card, what are you going to be paying? And I'm going to talk about the 7800 XT, the 7700 XT. I'm going to look at some 4000 series cards by Nvidia, and I'm going to also look at um, cards by uh, last generation AMD as well. Oop, oh my god. Okay, great. I hope I typed that correctly. I'm not used to having chat in OBS. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh my god. I just... Oh, okay. I'm learning. Anyway, I lost my chat there for a second. So as you can see here, AMD released the 7800 XT here and 7700 XT. Right now we're going to look at Newegg first, just because, they're pretty well known and they have a lot of stuff usually. Now, you have to be careful buying from Newegg these days because a lot of, uh, you can't trust a lot of sellers, okay? I'd say it's probably better than buying from Amazon, but, Newegg is also getting inundated with some shady people, so just be careful. So right now, what we'll do is we'll look at the 7800 XT first because that's the obvious um, winner when it comes to choosing between the 7700 XT and the 7800 XT because that's just a faster card for $50 more. So Newegg right now um, has let me put in stock only because I forgot to do that. See, so that makes a big difference. So let me switch all these tabs here. And let me put an in stock only. in stock, right? Because that matters. Now, just because something is out of stock doesn't mean that. This is what a lot of people don't understand, and they just listen to the marketers online, is that just because a product sells out doesn't mean that a whole lot sold, right? I don't think AMD has released any kind of numbers that are. Why is this thing doing that? My stream should be super smooth. What is going on here? Oh, because it's in 4K. Let me put it down to 720 right now. Okay. Yeah, 4K it might end up, I don't know, loading, which is kind of dumb. But anyway, yeah, don't believe everything you hear. Like whenever you see something sold out, um, that means that a whole lot were sold. It's already known that AMD hasn't been releasing a lot of GPUs compared to Nvidia. You know what I mean? So when Nvidia sells out, that's probably like it means that they sold quite a few, right? Because Nvidia is going to always sell, or at least traditionally has always sold an exponentially more than AMD. So, don't let people start hyping you up with that. Anyway, so as you can see here, everybody, they're already trying to price gouge you on Newegg. So here's the only one that's available on Newegg for $633. And look, this guy's going to give you volume discounts. If you buy them in volume, you might get it for $622, right? So, you know, this is pretty bad, right? Already. 7,700, probably not so much. So see, this is what I think AMD does, and I'm just going to say this right off the bat so that we can just get it off out in the open here. Now, this is my opinion, but just from what I've been noticing over the past this generation and also last generation is it's like what they'll do is they'll flood the market with a bunch of their lower cards like they did with the 7900 XT, and then they'll only release some 7800 XTs. You see, or 7900 XTXs, right? Because they make more of a profit on these, the 7700 XT versus the 7800 XT. Now this isn't AMD selling this for $633, right? This is the Beach Audio Store. And why would they be able to get away with selling a card for $633? Oh, well, the marketing mob would tell you, oh, that's because they sold out of all the other ones. And, well, since this is the only one left, of course somebody's going to up the price. No, the reason is because there's not many of these out in the wild. That's my guess. And these guys know it. Because these guys at these stores, they order from AMD, right? Or whoever, whatever distributor they get the cards from. And they might say, well, we want like 35 cards. We want 35 7800 XTs, right? And what they'll say is, oh, well, we don't have that many to sell you. Well, how many can you send me? We can probably send you like 3 or 4. And this guy will go, well, that means there's not many, right? Because that instantly tells him that there isn't many out there. So what he'll be doing is jacking up the price. Yep, exactly. But nobody talks about this, right? How you doing, Wobo, or is it Wabo? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I've seen you before, obviously, but um, so it's a shame. I'm not saying I like this. I'm not. I don't like AMD, like I said, but this is sad, right? That people can do this, you know. I don't agree with it. You know, whatever. You can sell whatever you want. Buy something and resell it for twice as much. But it's just kind of a shame because it's like, you know, these guys like gouging everybody. But that's AMD's fault too. So if we look at the 7700 XT, there isn't many more. You know, there's only four. Or no, there's actually more. Sorry. Let me check here. Maybe I didn't go down far enough here. Oh no. Yeah, I went down far enough. Let's go into the abyss, the white abyss, to find no 7800 XTs. Yeah. So see, there's like a whole bunch of 7700 XTs. I mean, this is like you can't be any more obvious than this. You know that AMD flooded the market with these things. You know, because look at the price: 449, 449, 449, 449, 4. It's like these guys know that they can't sell them for much. You know, because they know there's a lot out there. So they just want to get them, get a quick profit, and get them out. You know, they're like, I can't make nothing off these. You know, so AMD makes more off these though than they probably do on the 7800 XT. That's why they priced the 7800 XT at $500. And then they only send a few out into the wild, you know, just so somebody can review it and put on the review thing. Oh, what a great and wonderful card this is. So everybody thinks it's the other way around. They price the cards close so that somebody wants to buy the 7800 XT. But they don't do that. They price them close because if you can't find the 7800 XT, you're going to go, well, I could save $50 and get the next one down, and that one's still okay, right? It'll still play Call of Duty at whatever, 300 frames per second, you know, or Starfield. It'll make sure that I can play it at least 30 frames per second smooth. That was a joke. So anyway, let's compare the prices, okay? This one's going to be an outlier. We can probably go to Best Buy. Let's go to Best Buy and see if they have any 7800 XTs. No. 7800 XT. Best Buy probably has some. Let's see here. Do they have in stock? Yeah, they don't give you the option. Exclude out of stock. Here we go. All right, so here we go again. All they got is a 7700 XT and a 7900 XT. That's it. Best Buy. That's not a small store, you know? Now, I don't know if they have them in stock at a store, but I don't think so. Because it doesn't say in store only. But they don't have any 7800 XTs. Now, if we can go to like Google and just put in buy 7800 XT, and it's probably going to give us Amazon, right? So Best Buy we just looked at. Um, Amazon, here we go. Good old Amazon, overpriced Amazon. Alright, let's see here. They don't really have, I don't think they, here, let's put new. And exclude out of stock. Include out of stock, no. Alright, so that one's not for sale. doesn't say it's available. Let's see. Is it available? Uh, okay, so I guess it's available. Oh, this is at the Power Color store, so maybe it is available. So $559 for that one. Um, okay, so we want to do cheapest to, let's see. I hate Amazon search because it gives you all kinds of crap. See 7600. Like you put in 7800 and it's like it gives you everything but, right? What you're looking for. I wish they would fix that because it's really annoying. I don't feel like looking through all that, it's like, ugh. So let's just kind of scroll down here. See, it keeps saying Sapphire. I don't know. Let's just right click on a couple of these. 589. Alright, so there's really not much here, right? So, I don't know, that's it pretty much. I mean, there isn't much to choose from. You got this Hellhound here. Alright, so let's go with, let's forget about this one. So this one is 519, and this one's 519. It says you can add it to the cart, so I guess it's available. Alright, so you got this Sapphire for 519 and this Hellhound for 519. So let's just say 520. And this is a 7700. So that, yeah, Newegg's, we're not going to worry about that Newegg one. So you can buy a 7800 XT, which of course, it's people were saying it was equivalent to the 6800 XT, right? Basically, it kind of trades blows. I think the 7800 XT is like better in ray tracing, right? Big deal. Okay. Um, if you want to do ray trace gaming, you just buy Nvidia. That's just bottom line. You don't buy AMD for ray tracing. Um, again, despite what the marketing mob might say, you don't want to do that. So it says here, it doesn't say even how many are in stock here. But it says if you order today, you'll get it by the 7th to the 9th. If you order today, then you'll get it by October 9th. So see, this tells us right now that these aren't even in stock. Right? They released the card today, or yesterday, or whenever it was. And if you buy the card from Amazon, you're not going to get it until October 9th. So think about that in your brain. Right? That tells you right now that the AMD did not really release many of these. So Power Color is going to go, okay, AMD, you got to send us some more units because, we have some orders here that we have to fill. Right? So AMD really doesn't want to really sell this 7800 XT. They don't want to really sell it. Not for 500 bucks. All right, so a 6800 XT you can get for $439. Woo, look at that. Oh no, that's a 6800. Okay, forget that. 500 bucks for 6800 XT. So $20 less. You got this nice Yeston. I like these Yeston ones. But it doesn't look like you get a free game with this one. Do you get a free game with it? What's this, a Barbie version or something? What is this? Oh, no. Yeah, so this is the, yeah, pretty nice looking. The Sakura version or whatever you call it. Yeah. So, I mean, I would much rather, if I was to buy AMD, which I won't, I would get one of these because that's for 579. That's kind of worth it. Anyway, so yeah. So for 500 you can get the 6800 XT, the RX 6800 for 484. So they're basically the same price of each one. The 68's the same price as the 77, and the 6800 XT is the same price as the 7800 XT. So my guess is they're probably going to drop these prices, maybe. Or they jacked up the 7800 XT price so that they can get rid of these, right? Which again is kind of a rotten deal for people who want to buy the new cards, right? So you're kind of stuck with the 7700 XT, you know. I guess you can try it if you want to wait a month for the 7800 XT, you can. Now what about the 6700 XT? That's only $319. That's got 12 gigabytes, right? So if we go 6700 XT versus, I don't know if they're going to have it yet. Um, let's say 7700 XT, just start there. Yeah, I don't like this one. User benchmark isn't going to have too much because they just kind of got them today. Let's try this. So the 7700 XT is 40% faster based on the user benchmark than the 6700 XT. Right? So that's quite a big difference. But, where is it? Did I lose it? But you're going from $450 all the way down to 320. You know, so that's quite a jump. So let's look at 6700 XT benchmarks. I don't know. What can we look at here? I don't know this site. Yeah, I like ones that are like easy graphs to look at. Now some of these are old. We got something a little newer. Let's do past year. Alright, so here it is. 6700 XT versus, no, that's user benchmarks. I don't want that. Let's do the 6700 versus 3060 because we don't care about the. Come on, where's the charts? So the power usage for these new 8 Radeon cards is going to be high. Okay. So PUBG, this is a 1080p. It gets 188 frames per second. Flight Simulator, we don't care about that. We don't care about GTA 5. Come on, give us some real games. Fortnite 167. Cyberpunk 1080p, 86 frames per second. I don't know what settings they have going on here. I'm assuming it's high settings. Call of Duty 171. Battlefield 5 187. Again, um, what are the settings here they're using? See, they don't. Maybe I guess maybe up top they said it. Excuse me. Come on. So this is techforgamers.com. Techforgamers.com. All right. So what settings are they using at here? They gonna tell us? I don't know that I don't see where it tells us the settings. Red Dead Redemption 2 1080p 78 frames per second. Again, I'm going to assume they got it on high settings because why would you put it on low for testing? That's not really kind of stupid. So, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not great. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that's pretty graphical intensive game. 98 frames per second, that's pretty decent. Okay, now we're in 1440p. So Red Dead gets 63 frames per second, so that's good. That hits the 60 frames mark. Player unknown 129. We don't care about Microsoft. Hitman 3 104. Fortnite 113. Cyberpunk 57, it just misses that 60 frames per second. So that's got to be high settings. I mean, I would imagine a 6700 XT would be able to um, play it at high settings. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I mean, if you really were pushing your budget, right? You know, if you were like on a tight budget and you barely had enough money to buy a 7700 XT, I mean, what the problem that we have now is a lot of these new games that are ported over from PC, you need a really strong CPU, right? So as you saw in my videos, if you ever watched them, my 4090 struggles with some of the new games, right? And there's no reason whatsoever that a 4090 should not be able to run any new game over 100 frames per second, especially at 1080p, right? There's just no logical reason that shouldn't be happening. Even at 4K, it should be able to easily run games over 100 frames per second. Unless you're on some kind of like ultra developer ultra setting, where it says in the game, you shouldn't put this on ultra unless you're taking screenshots or high fidelity video capturing or something like that. You know what I mean? Like Black Desert says that, right? And we all Black Desert's like a crazy, beautiful game, and when you put that on ultra, that's going to bring your GPU to its knees. But it says it right in the game that this is like not for normal use, you know? Um, so that's what I'm trying to say here. Like if you couldn't make it to the 7800 XT at 520 or higher, and you're really struggling to get to that 7700 XT, then it may not be so bad to look at a 6700 XT or a 6800 XT if you can get like a 6800 XT for, below, you know, um, at like $400 or less. You know what I'm saying? So, Hinata girl, how you doing? I have a 13700K. I have all the cores clocked at 5.3 gigahertz with DDR5, 6400 memory. So, you know, so if we look at the, again, go back to the 6800 XT, that's selling for what the 7800 XT is selling for, so that's not very good. Now, if you wanted to go Nvidia, let's just say, I would not even consider the 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte. Like I wouldn't even think about it. Okay? But what we have here, as you can see, there's two 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes for only $450. Right? So now, depending on what you want, do you want 16 gigs, which is more future proof than 12 gigs? It's got ray tracing, frame generation, DLAA, whatever, shadow play, all that good stuff. GeForce, what's it called? Nvidia broadcast, right? So Nvidia's got a lot of good features, that again, the marketing mob doesn't want to talk about. Um, so it'd be kind of hard for me to choose here. I mean, if I was if me being a person who likes RTX features, I would buy this over the 7700 XT, right? But that's me, okay? I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not a shill. It's just, you know, we all like what we like, right? You buy a car that you like, I buy a car that I like. It's like, it doesn't make me a shill because I like the look of a Chevy Camaro, and you like the look of whatever, a, a Corvette, you know? It's just whatever makes you happy, you know? Nice. That's a nice system, Hinata girl. Very good. So this is a nice price for the 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte. You might disagree because of the performance, I don't know. I don't really trust. I wish I had one because I would like to test it myself, you know, with my system and the games that I play, you know. I have a hard time trusting a lot of the benchmarks out there because it seems like they only pick like a certain they always pick the same games, right? Like I don't even know why they put Call of Duty in the benchmarks. And then they include that in the overall score. It's like, well, you know, forever we've already known that Call of Duty runs better on AMD cards, right? So that's going to skew the numbers every time if you lump that in with all the rest. You know, I want to know how the card runs with Black Desert, even though I know that's probably more server bound, CPU maybe, but I want to know how it runs on Black Desert. I want to know how it runs on Rise of the Tomb Raider. I want to know how it runs on Shadow of Mordor. Obviously, it's going to run those things really well. You know, I want to know how it runs Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? I want to know how it runs on not the games that supposedly everybody talks about all the time, but nobody plays much. Except for Call of Duty. I know that a lot of people play that. But, like, they just keep putting games in there that are like, what? You know? Like Far Cry 6 or Far Cry 5. Like, yeah, they were good games and all, I guess, but, you know, it's like you're going to put like a whole bunch of games that in there that favor, you know? But whatever, that's just my opinion. Who am I? So if we put in the 40, let's put in the RTX 4060 Ti, 16 gigabyte versus RX, no, 6800 XT. Now the 6800 is probably gonna beat the 4060 because that was like what equivalent to a 3080, something like that, or close to it. I like the user benchmark site, but some people don't like it. So they're saying here that the 6800 XT is 18% faster than the 4060 Ti, right? So that's pretty good pretty good win there for the 6800. And they both have 16 gigs, right? So um, let's look at some bar charts here. Um, hmm. Tom's Hardware. No, that's 6800. Mm, let's look at this Tech for Gamers again. Again, Tech for Gamers. Check them out. Um, all right, so let's look at this now. So Remnant 2, that's a new game, right? So wow, look at this. So they're starting off already with like the heavy hitter, right? So the light blue is the 4060 Ti and the dark one is the 6800 XT. So they're both not doing very well at 1440p. Wow. 1440p, Remnant 2, they're both not doing well. 26 and 37. Yeesh. Not good. Alright, so that's not a good game. Ratchet and Clank, that wasn't exactly great either, but so the 4060 Ti is beating the 6800 XT here at 1440. So see already my what's going on here? Like I just got done watching benchmarks that yeah, I understand that Wabo, but I just got done watching a video about benchmarks and they said that the 7800 XT was trading blows with the 6800 XT. And that same site plainly said that the 7800 XT blows away the 4060 Ti. So now I'm scratching my head. Well, how is that possible? Because here, unless I'm reading this wrong, tell me. I don't know if you guys can read it if it's too small. But there you go. The 4060 Ti is beating the 6800 XT by 11 frames per second. See? So somebody's not telling the truth. Now, I'm not saying that the 4060 Ti is faster. It shouldn't be. Right? The 7800 XT should be faster than the 4060 Ti. Okay? So here, and this is at 1440, remember. So the 4060 Ti might be stronger at 1440 with the 16 gigabytes of RAM. So here, the 6800 beats the 4060 Ti by a little bit. Oh wait, what are they doing here? Oh, ray tracing. Okay, I see. Now, see, this guy's like all over the place. He's not being very consistent. Star Wars Jedi Survivor with ray tracing on at 1440p. The 6800 beats the 4060 Ti. So why did he do that though? Why didn't he just do... Okay. So now he's at regular rasterization. So at 1440 high settings, the 4060 loses out against the 6800 XT. Okay? And that does make sense because again, the 6800 XT was trading blows with the 3080. Yeah, that's true. Hanada girl. I like that name. Anyway, Resident Evil 4 at 1440. This is the remake. At 1440, the 6800 beats out the 4060 Ti. Okay, but again, that's expected because this is equivalent to the 3080. The 4060 Ti is like maybe as fast as the 4070, or excuse me, 3070. Right? It wasn't really that impressive, to be honest. Last of Us Part 1, 1440, 6800 again beats out the 4060 Ti. Hogwarts, of course, that one I think always ran better on AMD cards anyway. But 1440, the 6800 beats out the 4060 Ti. At least in this guy's benchmarks, if he's even doing the benchmarks. Returnal, nobody cares about it. Forspoken, nobody cares about it. A Plague Tale, 1440, 4060 Ti, loses against the 6800 XT again, which again makes sense. Cyberpunk at 1440. Again, I'm assuming it's high settings because he's not mentioning it there. 4060 Ti gets 61 frames per second versus 85 for the 68. So in all these benchmarks, basically, the 6800 beats the 4060 Ti, which is expected. It should. Okay. Now, if we wanted to do something else, like, what, the 6700 XT maybe? So the 6700 XT is, well, I guess it would be the 6800 XT, right? I guess. Alright, so the 6800 XT, at least by the user benchmark, seems to be about the same as the 4060 Ti. They're not telling us which one this is, though. This might just be the 8 gig version. Alright, so that's what we'll do. We'll do versus 6800, RX 6800. Let's look at that one. The reason I'm doing this because I want to get a feel for what's equal to what, right? Because then when we look at the prices more, then we're gonna see. Now Tom's did something, but I don't know if that's the 8 gigabyte one. We want the 16 gigabyte one. Hmm. It doesn't seem like a lot of people have the. Here we go. No, that's part picker. We don't want that. Come on, come on. I don't know what this is. They gonna give us benchmarks or just numbers? Yeah, they're just giving numbers. The last FM? Why would that have benchmarks? That's very weird. I don't know. It might be hard to find a comparison. Well, Tom's did the this is only the 8 gig version here. Tom's Hardware, so. Oh, this is a forum. I don't want the forum. Where's the article? I want the article. Usually it has the article at the top. They don't even have the link. Ah. Hmm. Technical City. This is just projected, it says. This isn't even doing benchmarks. Eh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know, I can't find a benchmark on it. Well, I wanted to compare the 6800 with the 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte. But I mean, user benchmark is showing that it's about equivalent, so we can probably just go off of that for now. So if we type in RX 6800, which probably aren't going to find any. In stock. Lowest price. 96. So these are still pretty expensive. Wow. $430. These two here it says are 400, but see, this is why you got to be careful. $45 shipping from Hong Kong. And they're refurbished. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Like, why would you spend $450 for a refurbished 6800? That's just insane. So you got to be real careful when you're shopping. Refurbished. Yeah, this is expensive. Wow. Here's an AS Rock 6800 XT for $499. I just could not find myself buying this though. You know? Like, why would I buy this and not a 7800 XT? You know? I would definitely, if I really had to buy AMD, which I personally have no reason to, I would just have to wait the month. I don't know if you guys can see that. You got to wait until October 7th to the 9th to get it. Now you could check the 4070 prices, but it doesn't look like they're coming down. Still 600 bucks. Now I wonder if they have RTX 4070 versus 7800 XT. Now here's digital trends. Well, everybody's going to say the 7800 XT is the better buy because it's $100 cheaper. But good luck trying to get one. Wow, you can barely see this. Alright, so here the 7800 XT, again, they don't put the settings. Let's see what the settings are here. And again, I'm not downplaying anything. I just like to know what I'm looking at, you know. Now this is digital trends, so go check them out because they're the ones that are give us, you know, give us this information. Whether it's, you know, honest or not, that's another story. You know, that's up for you to make up your mind. Well, anyway, I'll just assume again it's high settings. I mean, because why would you test anything any lower, right? So you can see here the 7800 is in the red and the 4070 is in the green. So Valhalla 7800 wins, Cyberpunk 7800 wins, Forza 5 7800 wins, Horizon 7800 wins, Last of Us 7800 wins, Red Dead 7800 wins, Returnal 7800 wins, Resident Evil 7800 wins. Now, you, the question that you have to ask yourself is how many of these are AMD sponsored titles? This one definitely is. I think this one definitely is. And which ones favor AMD? I think this one does. I think this one does and this one does. But I'm not totally sure about these two. So, you know, again, this is the problem I have with benchmarks, right? Is that um, for me personally, I need to see a large group of games, you know, to be able to make an informed decision, right? Like hardware unboxed, even though I believe they do cherry pick at times. I don't really like all the games that they have on their benchmarks, but whatever. They seem to think that, you know, gamers like me care about like competitive gaming, but I don't. That's not how I buy a video card. I don't buy a video card based on whether it plays Call of Duty at 500 frames per second or CS:GO or GTA 5. You know, a what, 11-year-old game or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, what I want is regular single player games, right? I would like a whole list of single player games. And, these are single player games for the most part. But again, a lot of these may be AMD favored right here, you know? So sometimes what I'll do is I'll go on YouTube and I'll find benchmark videos, right? And, you know, somebody might say, oh, our RTX 4070 versus RX 7800 50 game benchmarks test. And that will be great, you know? So that's fine. What do we got here? So I think basically what we're thinking about here is that the 7700 XT is not going to be a better value than the 7800 XT. Like that much I can tell you just by looking at the prices and the performance. You know what I'm saying? The 7800 is way better than the 7700. Now, again, whether you want to buy a 4060 Ti or not, that depends on the features that you need or want, right? So, now if you can find like a 4070 for sale, like if we went to Micro Center, I don't know if that what their deal is. Let's see what Micro Center has. I have two stores near me, so let's check St. David's. And let's type in RX 7800 XT, which they probably got some in, right? All right, so see they too, Micro Center, you know, they only got 3 different cards in stock. Now they do have like 8 of the $500 versions in stock. So that's quite a bit. And they have 5 of these white ones. And Power Color AMD 7800 Red Devil for a 590 bucks. I don't know if I would even think about that one at all. These right here are probably worth the price, I'd probably get this white one because, that one looks kind of nice. The Steel Legend. So, for $499, that's all right. What about the 7700, the RX 7700 XT? Lowest to highest. So $449. They have quite a few. I mean, look at how many they have in stock. They got 16, 18 in stock at 450. I should have saved that last page. Let's tab this here. RX 7800. I hate these letters AMD has. RX 7800 XT. Like, okay. Is it really necessary to have that many letters? Yeah, so you have, yeah, so I mean, you got 18 of these and actually pretty close to the same. 11, 16 of these, so they have a pretty even number. Now they didn't sell out. You know, if these were selling like hotcakes, like we've been told, then some Micro Center certainly would have sold out. And these are in stock. In stock. So you can go in the store and buy them. Now, what about, let's see if they discounted uh, the 4070 and the 4060. Let's see if they have any in stock. Hmm. Zotac 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte version right here. I don't know why they call it the Spider-Man edition. I never understood that at all. Like, it doesn't have Spider-Man on it at all, does it? So they put Spider-Man on the box. Woo! What? I don't understand that. Do you get free Spider-Man game or something? So this is a pretty decent price. 4060 Ti. I would buy this over the 7700 XT for sure. If I had a choice between the two, I would definitely take this at 450. Like, without a doubt. I wouldn't even have to think twice. I mean, if I had the money to buy one right now, I would buy one. I would skip the 7700 XT. If I could not scrounge up enough to make the 7800 XT, which I wouldn't buy anyway, but you know, if I was just a neutral person and just going on budget alone. And let's see what the 4070 is for sale. Let's see if they got that on sale. What? Oh, that's a TI. Wow, they don't even have any 4070s. Let's see. Nope. No discounts on them, man. Isn't that crazy? Nvidia, man, they just won't budge. It's not really them anyway. It's like the store bought these cards for a certain price, so they're not gonna lose money on them. But these are all discounted, supposedly. So this is 600, 600, 600. This is supposed to be 649. Again, I don't know what the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse bundle overclock. Like, what does that even mean? I don't really understand. Like, what do you get? Like, what is so special about it? It says Zotac is here to power gamers everywhere. In the next chapter of the Oscar-winning Spider-Verse saga, Spider-Man Across the Universe, Miles Morales is catapulted across the multiverse, where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. To celebrate this excitingly released Zotac Gaming X Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse inspired graphics card bundles are here to help you embrace your unique qualities and achieve greatness across the realm of PC gaming. Okay, what bundle? Elevate your gaming with exclusive graphics card bundles with Zotac limited edition merchandise and an exciting sweepstakes. Okay. What does that mean? Like, what the heck does that even mean? Bundled with what? I don't really understand what they're talking about here. Let's see questions and answers. Nobody's got any. Okay. This guy bought this card. He went from a 3060 to a 4070. hmm So, I don't know. I'm not sure what the Spider-Man bundle thing means. It says merchandise, but what merchandise? I mean, what are they talking about? Like, do you get the game for free? I mean, that would be good. Hmm. Anyway, they're not going down in price, so it seems like the only competition from Nvidia is this here. Some places have this 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte for 450. So that would be competing with the 7700 XT um, at 450. Now you do get Starfield with um, the AMD card, so that's something. And with the 4060 card, again, you get something, but not sure what. It doesn't really like tell you. It just says the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Inspired bundle includes a number of themed goodies. So I imagine they must be talking about stickers. It says it's got a themed magnetic backplate and custom fan emblems and a tote bag and a set of decals. Okay, so that's better description. So you get a themed magnetic backplate, custom fan emblems to put on, and a tote bag, that's cool, and decorative decals. So that's not a bad bundle. That's pretty cool. But it doesn't show it on here though. That's the thing. Like where where's the theme backplate? You know? Where is it? Maybe it's one they put one in here that you can replace this one with? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I mean, that's worth it. I would rather have that than Starfield. Believe it. I mean, me personally. I would rather have a Spider-Man backplate and Spider-Man um, fan emblems and a tote bag and decals because I like putting stickers on my computers and stuff. So, you know, this would interest me more than Starfield because I have Game Pass. So, getting a copy of Starfield's not really going to do anything for me. So, I would say that in conclusion, obviously, you have a choice of a 4060 Ti 16 gig or a 7700 XT, right? So, if you're like me and like RTX features, then go with the Nvidia card. If you just want basic card that just plays games and you don't use any of the other good features that Nvidia has, then I guess you would go with the 7700 XT. But again, I always go with whatever has more features. But it looks like the 7800 is definitely going to be the winner against the um, 6800 XT and the 4070. As much as I hate to say that. If the 7800 XT is as good as everybody's saying, then for 520 bucks, even though I prefer to have the RTX features, like me personally, if I had over $500 to spend, I would buy the RTX 4070. Right? Because I like DLSS. I like DLAA. I like frame generation. I like shadow play, you know, GeForce, what's it called? Nvidia broadcast, you know. So again, that's my preference. But if you just want a basic card that plays games, the 7800 XT is a good deal. Right? If you can get it. Right? Because obviously here, you're going to wait a month to get it. Again, you might, I did put in the search by RX 7800 XT. We already checked Amazon. Now you can do it this way, and maybe you'll find some other options, right? So if we open this up, now this one's $525. Oh, that's a 6800 XT. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Yeah, I mean it's like there's not even much on here, you know? Now you can go to the AMD website, which I forgot to do, and you can say buy on AMD.com. So what do they have here? It's out of stock. But they sure are happy to sell you a 7900 XT for 850 and a 7900 XTX for 1,000. So no more 7800 XTs there. Now what about Asus? Let's see if they have a link. Wow, that's really small. What the heck's going on there? Reject. I don't know. So 7800 XT OC edition, 16 gigabytes. So where can you buy? It doesn't give you a place to buy. Excuse me. Switch to the US website, okay. Alright, so it says notify me. So the list price is $530. Let me make this bigger. Alright, so $530, but it says notify me. So that means they don't have any in stock right now. Alright, so none available. Hip hip hooray. So AMD apparently wants you to buy those 7700 XTs. Let's see here. See if we can find one more place. I mean, I don't see them anywhere. I mean, we can try eBay. So two are coming up on eBay. You have an RX 7800 XT Red Devil limited edition for $924. Woo. And an ASRock RX 7800 XT Challenger for $630. Isn't that something? Wow. Yeah, good luck getting one. You better go to Micro Center. Better fly to the United States and go to a Micro Center or go to Amazon and wait a month for this one. So 520 bucks, I guess it's worth the wait. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Just wanted to check things out, just to see what's what. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think AMD put a lot of 7800 XTs out, and there's plenty of buyers that are just snatching them up and reselling them for a lot of money. And the 7700 XT is really like I don't know, it's kind of like one of those weird things. It should be like 500 bucks. It should be 400 bucks, the 7700 XT. I would definitely buy a 4060 Ti 16 gig for 450 instead of the 7700 XT. That's just me. Um, you know. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye. Peace.